Good evening, everyone. You are watching the Just Keep Up podcast, where we're one step ahead. I'm Kurt Johnson. This is Pete Zindros. We're excited to be back to you guys here on Wednesday. We have a great show planned tonight for you guys. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. It's going to be a big show. No feature story tonight, guys. As you guys know, this is Casual Wednesdays, guys. So we have two very interesting topics for you guys. So the first topic we're going to go over is three things that we all can do to restore America in 2025, realistically speaking. So what we think realistically, three things that we can do to restore America and make America better in 2025 than it was in 2024. And then our second question is going to be our top three things to do to be successful in 2025. So things that we all can do as individuals to help us to be more successful in 2025. So guys, you're going to love the show. We have a lot to talk about, lots to get into. I'm going to remind you guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. Other than that, bro, do you have anything before we get into the show?
Nah, I don't.
All right, guys. So, yeah, we're going to jump right into this thing. So, we're going to go over our top three things to restore America in 2025, realistically speaking.
Okay. So my three things, I'm about to read them off right now. My third one is gonna lead into my second one. So a third one is get off social media and go outside. Go outside and explore the world. Don't just stay inside on your phones all day. Being depressed. Go outside and experience shit. That's number three. Now number two, which is where the third one starts. Get out there and make relationships in this world. Get friends that you can enjoy time with, going out. Find a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Just get relationships to get yourself happy, because unfortunately the way life is, if you're lonely, you're not going to be happy. Like your soul needs people in your life, people that you can enjoy being around, going out with, etc. That's number two. And then number one, the biggest thing of all, I know this isn't gonna stop, but stop doing drugs. Seriously. Like, I don't even see the point of doing drugs. All you're doing is just destroying yourself mentally and physically. Some people claim they do it because they're depressed. Like I said, if you're depressed, try doing something different. Get off social media and go outside and meet people in this world. Try and make yourself happy. Don't just destroy yourself physically and mentally because you're depressed. Instead of staying depressed and trying to smoke weed to try to get over it, try and do something else about it. Like, people who tell me they're depressed and they smoke weed, I just look at them like, dude, are you stupid? You smoking weed is not gonna stop you from being depressed. You're just gonna make yourself worse overall as a person. So stop smoking weed, guys. Stop doing drugs in general. Like, it does nothing.
Cool. All right, yeah, guys. So, top three things to restore America in 2025, realistically speaking, guys. So, I'm not going off of what I would implement, which I would implement all of this, but I'm going off of what I think is reasonable, what I think is realistic. So, the number one thing that we all can do is get involved in politics, guys. It's extremely important now more than ever to get involved in politics. I say that for a couple of reasons. The first reason is so that they don't trick you into believing that one thing is one thing when one thing is not that one thing that they're telling you. So, for example, if I'm a Republican and I get on there and I say, I want to do this, I'll give an example. I want to, I don't know, mow the lawn. Let's say I say I want to mow the lawn and I'm a Republican and I'm going to make it so that I mow all the lawns on earth. But if I look at my team and I'm hiring a bunch of, frigging guys who just sit there and don't do anything all day, you're going to be like, bro, this doesn't equate to what you're saying you're going to do. And so when you start to understand that you can't listen to what politics say, you have to judge politics off of their personnel. You have to judge politics off of their team, off of who they surround themselves with, because they're only one person. No matter how good the person is, they're only one person. And so it's very, very important that you get involved in politics. And politics 101 is understanding that people aren't who they say they are. People are who they surround themselves with. And on a broader aspect, that's generally how life is in general. I mean, if you hang around a lot of people who are bad people, you're ultimately going to become a bad person. It's just life in general, right? But that's the first thing, guys, is get involved in politics. That's extremely important, especially now that, you may think an agenda is true, or you may look at a mainstream agenda and think that that's the truth. But when you look into it, you can judge the truth for yourself. So that's the first thing, guys, is get involved in politics. No matter what, Democrat, Republican, independent, whatever the case may be, just get involved, okay? The second thing is we all need to get closer to God, myself included. That's a big, big thing, guys. When we're closer to God, you tend to do things a little more conscious about other things besides yourself. So, if you're making a decision to go do something, a lot of times, if you're closer to God, you're going to think twice about doing it, because morals are going to come into play. Because you're not only going to think about yourself, you're going to think about other people around you and how it affects you. And so another thing too, the reason why we all need to get closer to God is because we all have souls, guys. We all have souls. We all have our purpose as to why we're here. And it's important that we find that. If you don't have that, again, as Pete eloquently said, you might feel depressed, and it might lead to drugs, and it might lead to other nefarious things. And so it's very important for us to get in contact with God, get in contact with our souls, get in contact with our passions, and then you'll be surprised how better society will be in general if we follow God and do those types of things. And then my last thing is we need to build American sovereignty again, guys. We have to start caring about each other more. And a lot of that stems from God, stems from politics, but it all trickles down to us just caring more about certain things. I reiterated this a lot on the Kurt Show, where I used a lot of rhetoric of restoring American sovereignty and coming together. But what that generally looks like is caring about your neighbor, caring about, your coworkers, caring about, your friends, caring about the people, your neighbors, caring about the people that you, share the bathroom with at college, right? Your roommates, whatever the case may be. Starting to care about your communities and all that stuff. That's super important, guys. What you'll come to see is when you start to care about those things, you'll start to build what's called chemistry. You start to build chemistry, you start to build a bond, and that can help people to overperform in whatever they're doing. A lot of times, bro, like as you guys know, I'm a coach, but I'm also a manager at a company. And I'll go to a store, I'll go to one location, and there's terrible chemistry. Like, no one gets along well. There's always fights there, or whatever the case may be. And then you go to another location and the chemistry is great and the environment's great and you love being there and you want to work there. I was going to that location for like 9 months in a row. And when I was done with the location, I was kind of sad that I was leaving, because, it was such good energy and the chemistry was good and the environment was good. And all those things are good. It makes you care about your work more. It makes people perform more. It makes people feel more comfortable. And it makes you feel more comfortable, and it makes you to perform and be better as well. And so those are the three crucial things that I think is realistic that will help us perform better in 2025 and beyond. The first thing is to get involved in politics. The second thing is to get closer to God. And then the third thing is to rebuild and restore American sovereignty. But I want to move on. Thank you, bro.
That was good.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Thanks, guys. So I want to move on. I want to get into a top 3 things that we all can do personally in our own personal lives to be more successful in 2025. I'll start with you.
Okay. So number 3 for me is discipline yourself. If you discipline yourself, you're gonna be motivated to do anything in this world. Now, how can you discipline yourself? Well, obviously get to work. Even if you're not at work, try and go outside, go to the gym, even if you're tired or not. Explore other ways to make money if you're not at work. Just discipline yourself. That's number three. Number two, in my opinion, is make sure you're hanging around people with a similar mindset as you. That plays a huge role. If you're hanging around a bunch of lazy guys, that's just gonna make you lazy. You don't want to be lazy. You need to hang around a group of people that strive for the same thing that you do. You don't need to strive for, the same career or anything, but just guys that are also disciplined and motivated to make it out. That's number two. And then both of those things honestly just lead to number one after that. You're disciplined. You also hang out with other guys that are disciplined and motivated. You're going to go out and grind, do your work, like whether you're in school, for example, studying something, you're going to grind. Whether you have a good job and you want to work up the ranks, you're going to want to grind. Yeah, so it all starts with discipline, motivation, and hanging around people with similar mindsets to you, and then you're going to put in the work.
Okay. Yeah, so those are your top three things on how to be successful in 2025. Yeah, good. I agree. Yeah, guys. So my top three things that we can do to be more successful in 2025. So the first thing is we all need to figure out our why. Okay, that's the first thing. We have to sit down with ourselves and figure out our why. Why are we here? What's our purpose? Why are we on earth? Why are we in our current situation that we are now? These are crucial questions that we have to ask ourselves. A lot of times, especially because, as you guys know, I'm a coach, so I get a lot of clients that say they feel like they're going through the motions. People that just live day to day and they're just trying to survive, right? Like life is hard out here. We're trying to survive just to eat or have a stable income to have food on the table or take care of our kids or do whatever it is that we want to do. It's very hard. And a lot of times we can get caught up in going through the motions, working every single day, going home, going to bed, doing the same thing over and over again. But we need to come up with our why, or if you've came up with your why and you know your why, remembering the why. That's super, super important. That's going to help you to be more engaged in your everyday. It's going to allow you to remember where you came from, and it's going to humble you as well. It's going to have you to keep striving to do more, and you won't feel like you're in this, lux and relaxed and, kind of just a chill state. You never want to be in a chill state or a relaxed state because, when you're relaxed, that means you're not doing anything. That means you're staying still. And we all know when you're staying still, what that means is you're going backwards because you're not moving forward, because life is moving forward, right? So you have to look at life is moving forward. If you're not moving forward with it, you're actually moving backwards because you're standing still. Okay, guys? So that's what you want to remember when it comes to that. And so we want to remember our why. We want to remember why we do this. That's going to bring the passion, the joy, the energy, the effort, the constant gratification about waking up every single day, right? Like Plato talks about, he says, if you don't, every day before you wake up, if you don't look outside and have instant gratification, you're doing it wrong. If you don't wake up, look outside your bedroom window and feel thankful, feel grateful, be joyful, we're doing it wrong. And so just kind of remember that, guys, and that'll help you to go through life more smoothly when we figure out what the why is, or if you figured it out, remembering what that why is. The second thing is, guys, we want to make sure that we're writing down goals for ourselves, writing down our expectation for ourselves, our standard for ourselves, right? We should never go a day without writing down our daily goals, a checklist, what we want to accomplish for the day. In a broader aspect, monthly goals, and in an even broader aspect, our yearly goal. And what you want to do is we want to make sure we're hitting our daily goals to hit our monthly goals to hit our yearly goal. So for example, if my yearly goal is to make 100K, my monthly goal should be, I need to make, X amount of money, right? And then my daily goal should be, I need to write down everything that I spend to make sure that I'm gaining, this income as net profit. And so, and that's going to help you to complete that yearly long-term goal when you're hitting those short-term goals as well. And you do that by writing it down, guys. So write down your daily goals, weekly, monthly, quarterly, if you would like. That's what I do. I do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then yearly. And you want to make sure that they all line up so that at the end of the year, you completed that yearly long-term goal. And how did you do that? It didn't take a lot of work. You were just completing the goal every single day. And that's going to help you to complete that long-term goal. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is we need to have a mindset shift. Okay, guys. Now, both of those, having a why and writing down your daily goals, are sort of contributing to that mindset shift. But what we really want to do to control that mindset shift is remember that you're living for you. Okay, guys, always remember that. Don't get caught up in what goes on around you. Don't get caught up in, other people's business. Don't get caught up in other people's worlds. Remember what you're doing it for. You're doing it for yourself. And we need to constantly remember that, because a lot of times, say, for example, if you work every single day, right? People are thinking, well, I'm working every single day, and, I'm not really gaining anything from it. All I do is just pay bills. All I do is just spend it on the kids or the wife or the husband or whatever. And that's going to cause you, that's a deflating, thing to happen to you. That's a deflating thing where it's like you're working your ass off and you feel like you're not benefiting from it. But what we want to do is remember, is say, hey, I'm working this much so that I can be in this position to provide for those people in the first place. And I feel good when I do that, bringing it back to us. So, as whether you're a man or a woman, and you're doing something good for other people, remember that you're doing it because it helps you to feel good on the inside as well. And a lot of times when you do that, that will help you to keep going. Because remember, guys, as selfless as we all are, we're selfish creatures, guys. And, all of us want to work to provide for people, and we could say we love working and stuff like that. But if I told you, do you want to work and not gain any money? We all would say no thanks, right? I'm not going to work for free. So we all are selfish to some degree. And so we have to remember that. We have to appease that side of us, that selfish side of us. And how do we do that? The best way to do that is to remember acts of gratitude are also to help us feel better as well. So yeah, guys, those are the three things that I have to be more successful in 2025. Yeah, guys. So we went over, there was a great show, bro. It was a very informative show. We went over our top 3 things to restore America in 2025, realistically speaking. And then we went over our top 3 things to be successful in 2025. So yeah, bro, we still have some time. So, we can just I just want to talk to you guys, and, we could just talk and kind of go back and forth. But yeah, bro, like I said, bro, I'm a coach, as you guys know. And bro, the amount of times, the amount of, clients that come up and they're just like going through the motions, it's just crazy, bro. And, you'd be surprised, bro, how many people are really talented. Like, you'd be surprised how many people do have gifts and passions, but it's like changing that mindset will help you to figure that out, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kurt's told you guys what he does in life. He said he's a manager and a coach. So I'm just gonna say it, bro. Fuck it. I'll tell you guys what I'm up to. So currently, what I'm doing is I am in school for this hidden job in the medical field. I'm gonna put you guys on because I know majority of you guys do not know this job. It is called sterile processing technician. The job is pretty simple. You're basically a dishwasher for surgery tools. The schooling is not much either. I'm in school currently for literally just 1 semester. I go 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, for 3.5 hours. So the schooling isn't bad at all. It pays pretty well. The average income per year from that job is 60,000, but you can make more than that if you're willing to travel. After 2 years, you're eligible to travel in this field, and you could potentially make about $2,500 a week doing it. So, considering it's just 1 semester of school, I think it's worth it if you guys are like struggling to find like a career out there, because I was definitely in that boat. Right before I was in this field, I was actually a mailman, right? I was actually a mailman, but a lot of people don't know what the post office really is about till they step in there. Like I'm not telling nobody not to go there, but I'm gonna inform you guys a little bit about the post office, just in case you guys ever decide you want to apply there, right? So there's two positions there. There is an RCA and there is a CCA. I'm gonna break down what I was, an RCA. All right, so I just want to get this clear. You start off as a substitute driver regardless. Like, you start off as a substitute driver regardless if you're a RCA or a CCA, right? Um, so as a RCA, it's like hitting the lotto basically. Like, if you don't have your own route, you're screwed, and it goes off seniority. So you could potentially get there. Maybe you'll get your own route in a year, could be 20 years. For me, guess what? It was looking like 20 years. Most of the people in my office were in their 30s and 40s. So I was basically going to be living the life of being on schedule, 1 day a week guaranteed. And then if I wanted any additional days, I would have to go around to a bunch of other offices getting called up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, do you want some hours? Like, we could use some help. It's really unestablished. You're not guaranteed no amount of hours per week. And with the shoes I was in, it was going to take about 20 years for me to get my own route. So it wasn't really worth it. But if you do get your own route, it is an amazing job. The pay is good. The benefits are very good. You have your own route, everything. I was on a different route all the fucking time with no help. So yeah, it was a struggle. So that's why I figured I might as well go to school for what I'm in right now, because the pay and the benefits are very similar, but the establishment is gonna be quick. I'm gonna be full time right off the bat. So yeah, and then I want to break down the other position, the CCA position. If you get this job, you get you don't get your own route, but you're a full-time employee after 2 years of being there. So you're gonna get full-time hours, but not your own route necessarily. Like, they could still have you like kind of all over the place, but you will be guaranteed full-time work though. That's the good part about this job. But the bad part is that after you finish your route, they don't let you go home. Most of the time, they're gonna send you back out with more work or some shit. Where as an RCA, once you finish your route, you go home. And one other thing I want to mention is that the RCA position is literally just driving. The CCA position is a little bit of both. It's driving and walking. So yeah, I mean, I figured I might as well try and inform you guys a little bit about some of the jobs that I've done in my life. I informed you guys a little bit about what I'm currently in, which is sterile processing technician. If you guys might be interested in that, it's a hidden gem in my opinion. And then figured I'd inform you guys a little bit about the post office in case you guys ever want to take that route. The post office though, I didn't have the patience to wait 20 years, and it was too much for me to keep learning a new route almost every time I worked with no help. So yeah, I just moved on.
Yeah, guys. So, yeah. So, as Pete broke down, this is why it's so important to find what you're good at, find your passion, and find your why, because you don't want to be stuck in a job like that, right? Which is why Pete is, searching for his job. We all are searching for our passions and what we're good at, but that's why it's so important to do that. That's why it's so important to have a shift change in your mindset, in writing down your daily goals, in having your why, in being involved in politics, in loving God. Like, if we would have done all of this from a young age, we would not be where we are today. And so it's okay though. It's fine. We all start at the age that, we choose to get involved in this stuff. But it's what you make of it and what you do with it when you have the information. And that's what our job is, guys, on the Just Keep Up podcast. We're going to give you guys information, and then what you guys do from it there is completely up to you. But yeah, guys, I want to end the show there. I think I want to end the show there. It was a great stream. We went over top 3 things to restore America in 2025, realistically speaking. We went over our top 3 things to do to be successful in 2025. And then Pete also broke down, what he does as a career and things like that. So, guys, if you haven't already, definitely like and subscribe. Help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. With an addition to that, guys, go check us out on Rumble, guys. Just Keep Up Podcast, rumble.com, Just Keep Up Podcast, guys. We just dropped a banger video there, so definitely go check us out. You guys know there was a big event last night, so go check us out over there. Other than that, guys, we'll be back to you guys on Friday with a big show. All right, guys. Peace.